On everybody, it's your boy Mike. We're back for another episode, Take Two podcast.
Hey, how you guys doing? This is Scoop. If you look at the screen, we have some special guests. Let's go ahead and introduce you guys.
What's going on, everybody? This is David.
I'm Shauna.
How's everybody doing?
All right.
Hey, everybody.
All right, Taylor Love right here.
This is Alayna.
David.
All right, so we have Taylor Love. They have an amazing YouTube channel. I want you to go ahead and like and subscribe. Their information will be in the bio. And then in the top left corner, we have David and Shauna, the newly engaged couple. Boy said he's going to put a ring on it. And then they also have a page as well. The link will be in the bio. So we wanted to do like a special edition with couples. You know, you guys always see me and Mike, but you get to see our better halves. You get to see also young couples that are going through life like we are as well. So we're pretty excited about that. So Mike has some icebreaker questions he want to start with. So go ahead, Mike.
All right, before I jump into the icebreakers, hey guys, you know, we do our thing on thing.
Hold on a second.
Let me tell you, introduce you to my fiance.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Q.
Yeah. Thank you.
We have the rock of the Drake household. We got Q, Big Q in the building. All right. We know Q holds it down because she was in the band with me. And then then their page, the name of your page is Bet on Love. Like, share, and subscribe. Bet on Love. All right. Let's get to these icebreaker questions.
All right, let's jump into these icebreaker questions now. Thank you very much. All right, so like I said, we're going to start with the first icebreaker, and the question is, who cooks the best?
Oh, that's me.
That's me.
All right.
That's me.
You're a liar. He's a liar. I cook way better.
All right, so
Way better.
Shauna, what's your favorite
He
dish?
can cook some things good.
Well, you know, I'm Caribbean, so I love my rice and beans and chicken, and I'm really good at marinating meat and cooking rice. I know that sounded bad. And chicken and beef.
That's all right, since we grown.
And rice and beans. I'm good at anything.
Meat.
Yeah.
Well, I believe I'm the better cook in this relationship.
I don't think so.
So
I would have to say I'm a better cook.
yeah.
You know, he likes to cook with the fire all the way up. And I'm not that good. So I don't know. I like to, you know, keep it cute, keep it classy in the kitchen. So I think I'm a better cook.
All right, moving on.
Taylor Love, who's the best cook? Who's the best cook out of the Taylor Love family?
It's definitely me.
No.
He knows how to make. He knows how to do like baked chicken, but that's
Spaghetti.
it. And probably hit or miss spaghetti.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Hit or miss spaghetti.
He put onions on everything. So it's like it's difficult when you got like a whole bunch of onions in your food. That's like some of them are cooked down and some of them not cooked down. So
You got the Band-Aid up. Oh man.
My household, it all depends on what we making. Like if it's any hood food, like we're gonna do like ground meat and some macaroni noodles. That's me, man. Oodles and noodles, that's me. But I didn't know how to cook before I got married. So
Oodles and noodles a real meal, bro?
That's not a real meal. That's a
you never
You
lived
can
in
hook
the
it up,
Boston way.
though. You can hook it up.
You never lived in the Boston way, man. All right?
I lived in the projects, though, bro. So.
I only could eat oodles and noodles in a cup. No other way. I can't eat it in a pot. It's
Got food, you
disgusting.
eat that.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Cheese in it.
All right, yo, question number 2. Who's the better dancer?
Yeah, that's me.
David?
Oh yeah, confident. Oh, that's me, man.
Ain't me.
I get down on the dance floor.
And I'm just awkward unless it's like some Haitian music, like some compa. I'm awkward. I can't dance.
Now, like if it comes down to like singles dance, like, you know, all these like trendy dance moves, nah, that's not me. But when it comes down to like, if we doing compa, merengue, bachata, salsa, that's all me. I'm tearing that.
Ooh,
Okay.
It sounds spicy. Okay.
Heard him? In the cha-cha merengue. Dang. Okay, that was surprising, man. Alayna, David.
That would be me.
Hey.
Hey, I can pop lock.
Oh, wow.
Everywhere we go, you always see Dave on the dance floor doing the same move. And it gets scary because he get close to you and then he got this like straight face. And it's just like he really getting into you. And it's like, all right, I can't dance with you. So normally I just dance by myself or
Hey,
somebody
like I
else.
said, I can pop lock, man. I'm good. I'm in my own zone.
Oh, man.
I would definitely say me.
I got a good two-step. I can do choreographed. Like if it's choreographed, I can do it.
He dances to a band beat. So like with bands, like y'all clap off beat and everything.
If
so
if you give me the mind paint, I promise you.
Okay, mind paint. Yeah,
ain't nobody gonna outdance
you.
Right? Ain't nobody outdancing me when it comes to Black Jesus.
But you,
that was gonna be my answer too, yo.
that mind paint ain't gonna work.
Yeah, it's over.
All right, well, I would say the best dancer between us is definitely her, man. Unless I got on mind paint, then it's a wrap. You can't touch me. Give me some mind paint and some Marvin Sapp, it's over, man.
Them in this mind paint. You ain't going to no party with no mind paint.
Pull out your pocket, like, hold on a second. Hold on. Get ready. Look at my eyebrows. Right. Put the gloves
Wait
on.
till the reception, yo. Wait till the reception. I'm be like this. Tear that junk right down, man.
That dude's crazy.
All right, here we go. Who's the funny one? Come on.
This easy.
Come on. Come on.
I think I'm gonna be funnier. Not on purpose.
Like, well, really? You gotta tell me a joke.
I don't know.
Some crazy stuff.
Y'all.
Yeah, that's
Who
funny.
makes each other laugh the most out of y'all two?
I think I make her laugh more. Yeah.
I think I'm always laughing, even in arguments. Like I'll start laughing.
I make you laugh.
It don't matter, right?
I can't.
By default.
Hold up.
Okay, sure.
All right, Taylor Love. Who is the funniest?
Without a doubt, no. I had to
Me.
train him to be funny.
Oh my God.
Without a doubt, hands down, it is definitely me. And it's like the most inappropriate jokes and like ignorant jokes. Like some stuff like I would really pick on somebody, not anybody, but family. We'll talk about each other's insecurities and just start cracking up at it. It is what it is. He
You
had
don't know
to,
that.
he had to learn.
Man.
Oh, that's messed
She
up.
laughed at my joke.
I
She laughed at
think-
my joke.
I think when it comes to me, I think I'm funny, but she don't think I'm funny. If she's sleepy, I'm hitting her with my best jokes because I know she's gonna laugh. But if it's like in the middle of the day, she's good, she don't have vitamins, she ain't laughing at no jokes. But the white people I be around, they be dying. I stick my jokes with them, you know.
Yeah, me too at work. I'm a comedian at work, man.
White people laugh at anything.
Home is like crickets. It's like
White people.
Yeah, literally
They
like
laugh at anything because we black.
Yeah, that's it.
I be, you know, my jokes be funny. She be like, "Did you pay the electric bill?" I'm like, "What you went to
Oh,
the
man.
Like, yeah, go ahead and pay that bill real quick."
Okay.
I would say that I'm the funniest.
Mike
You don't think so?
No, come on, man. Oh, come on.
is a clown. You better be
Oh,
hilarious.
God. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Thank you.
Hilarious.
I'm over the top funny. I think that's what I am. Like My jokes go over her head.
He's extra.
There you go.
That's why
You gotta be funny. You gotta be extra. You gotta
like
throw a little
so extra.
I'm a blooper by myself. I'm a blooper by myself. That's it. But she's like,
Don't chill with your foot bad. I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, she laughs like that.
The jokes be
See, look at that. Look at that, man. I'm killing it right now, man.
They not laughing.
I'm killing it in the game, man. That's funny.
Oh my gosh.
I'm killing the game, man. Take it waiter, man.
All right, you want to get to these good questions, Mike?
Last question, man.
Here we go.
All right. I ain't stepping on no toes with this one, but who's the one that's always late when it's time to go somewhere?
Oh.
You think it's me?
Always.
You were late.
Always.
And I'm proud of it.
Always.
I wasn't late today. He told me it started at 7.
I'm like,
So I was 30 minutes in.
I'm like, David's in the waiting room. David's in the shower with his hair done. I'm like, I'm on time over here.
I was forced to be on time today. I was not in the house. Like, I was tired.
Dave is always late, no matter where we're going. He can't be punctual at all. And it's like, it gives me anxiety when I'm late. So I cannot be late.
Alayna, I relate to you.
She says, like, oh, that's thing. I hate you late. Really. No, I think I'm very punctual. I think I'm very punctual.
Might be
It's been a long time, bro.
Might be on time.
You be like, hey, yo, Mike, where you at? Oh, Mike is in the house making pork roll sandwiches, and he's never on time. I don't know if it's
right. Yeah.
No, that's two things you can count on. Mike making pork roll and his shirt not being on all the way.
He said,
always halfway.
No, he always got crop tops on. He got crop top on right there. Crop top on right there.
Nah, man, no.
I could be in mid-conversation, start talking to him like, yo, put your shirt down. What are you doing? I'm just like yesterday. I'm on the phone. He got a halter top on. Like, I'm playing mad. I'm like, all right, Malachi shirt on.
That's not even right.
Yeah, not
between the shirts, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, enough of me. Thank you. Enough of me. All right. We know who the latest couple is today. How about that? Now, how about that? Yeah, that's right.
Hey.
That's right.
No, Michael, look, Alayna needs some extra beauty time. Like, no, it's Dave. Dave in the shower. Listen to
Dave, get right, man.
In there with shampoo, mustaches, and stuff. Like, let's go.
I have to get right, man.
Like, let's go.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. All right, that's cool, man. All right, that was funny. That was fun. All right. Let's to the nitty-gritty. There we go.
Let's start with David and Shauna. How you guys met?
So I'm gonna tell the story. So as most of you guys know, I'm from Florida. So I moved here in
What part of Florida?
Palm Beach County.
Okay.
My best friend, love, still out there. But when I moved up here in 2013, I was first living in Irvington, but then I moved down here because a friend of mine was living here, and it was hard to find a job in Irvington. And Irvington is, I don't know, no offense. I'm sorry. But I moved down here, and we went to go, I guess, apply for jobs. We went to the Neptune Library. And while there, I saw David, and he had like a whole bunch of kids sitting with him. He was telling about Jesus, y'all. And so the Christian I thought, oh, maybe this is like a 10%er, because he was like, Jesus ain't the only way to God. That's what I thought you said. I thought
who percenter?
Huh? 10%er.
10% or whatever. 5% or whatever.
You're talking about tithes right now. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. So then I saw him and I was like, did you just say Jesus is not the only way to God? I was ready for that argument. And he's like, no, that's not what I said. Jesus is the only way to God. I was like, all right, carry on. And I left. And we happened to go to McDonald's that same day. At that time, Tyree, who's David's since friend, high school, right? They've been friends, we saw him, and he invited us. He invited us to church. It was around Easter. And when we got there, David walked past us and was like, hey, that's the guy. And then from then on, like, I knew of David. That's how we met. And then I ended up moving to Monmouth County because I found a job here instead of Irvington, and we became friends.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Oh.
All right, so let's go with Taylor Love. How'd you guys meet?
I would say through mutual friends, because him and y'all know Corey Scotland, they're best friends. So me and Corey's wife, we was friends. We went to school together and stuff like that. So it was 2009 at their baby shower, and I didn't know Dave from a can of paint, like, at all. So he was there, and it was so weird because me and my friend who was pregnant at the time, they was like, dang, we was like, dang, he looked good. And that's all I said, left it alone, kept it moving. And then what they were doing was playing us against each other. They was like, oh, yeah, she keep asking about you. And I didn't say nothing to him. And then they were saying that to him about me. And I'm like, I ain't say nothing about him. So then we actually went on a date by ourselves. And we talked. And I was like, oh, he cool or whatever. He's nice. He's quiet. So then, you know, you got to do the hood background check. And I asked my sister and them, and Bells was like, who, Dave with the big bottom lip? I said, I didn't even look at his lip. So when he came to the door that next time, he came to the door that next time, and I was like, oh, shoot, he do got a big bottom lip. But he passed the test because my mom, y'all know how Vicky is. He came to the door, him and Corey at like 10 o'clock at night. She like, is somebody at the door for you? I'm like, for me? And I go downstairs and he outside. I said, oh, you real bold, because she would have been definitely like, she would have went off on you. But, and that's just how we met. He been stalking me ever since.
Nah, she been stalking me
ever since. All right, so I met, it's kind of a two-part. Well, I've seen her. The first time I seen her was at a funeral. And I was on a drum set. It was for Pastor Aiken's his grandma's funeral.
My nana.
Her nana's funeral. So I'm like, yo, I'm on the set. I'm like, man, she got a fat butt. But she wasn't, I'm being honest. So she wasn't talking to me.
First of all, never noticed him because
I'm just here to,
I just remember my cousin playing the drums, not even anyone else.
A car accident happened. And then in the midst of that, they needed somebody to jump on the set. So I jumped on. Her and her brother was about to sing. And I was like, oh, she got a fatty. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Fast forward a year, that was 2006. Fast forward a year later, I'm on the phone with a cousin, and we're talking, and we were on, I think it was on like.
It was MySpace days.
It was like.
Or Yahoo Messenger or something like that.
It was like.
I think it was MySpace.
It was talking on.
MySpace
was it?
Messenger.
No, Uvu. Like OOVOO. Like that's super old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Uvu, classic.
Yeah, so me and Travis was talking, and I was like, yo, who that? She walking by, and she asked about me.
And I said, who that?
And that was 07.
This my boy Scoop. And that's how we met.
That's how we met.
Okay, cool.
Well, I met Mikey in school, believe it or not. I was in school. He was actually my security guard.
Security officer.
Okay.
Security guard.
Ain't no guards over here. We security officers.
He wasn't doing much securing, but whatever. We met in school. He got me a job at the Boys and Girls Club, and my best friend Ani, I don't know if you guys know her, or Scoop know her. She was basically trying to hook me up with someone because I was just off the rails at the time. I ain't gonna lie. He was going through his divorce with his previous wife, and from there we started talking every day, introduced me to his kids, and from there it was just me and him.
My daughter. Yeah, it was my daughter. My daughter came home every day talking about this girl. Let me see. Let me see if I approve. You know, and rest is history. You see what I did.
Right. Talk about it.
Okay, so what let's go back with Mike. So Mike, what made you propose? And Q, what made you say yes?
Man, what made me propose? She kind of threatened me, man, truthfully. It was a threat. Like, and I was like, I'm about to leave if you don't propose. I'm like, okay. So like 7 months later,
Well, like 7 years.
Then
The shade, I just felt it.
Yeah.
You got that right?
Got cool.
Turn my light off, man. But now, truthfully, she's amazing with my children, man. 3 kids from my previous marriage. She's amazing. My oldest loves her to death. My youngest love her to death. Those who Malachi is. Malachi is just Malachi with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but for the most part, we've been through a lot, and I realized that she did have my best interest at heart. With some of the things we went through, and I was like, all right, grab that magic 8-ball. It was like, it said ask again later, and I was like, oh. Then did it again. I did it again. It was like, definitely yes, man. So it was like definitely yes, man. But yeah, So yeah, that's why I propose, mainly because of my children. You never know how your kids are going to take to somebody else. So she passed the test with them, and I was like a no-brainer after that.
Yeah, on that. So Q, what made you say yes?
Let's see. There's a lot of cons to this guy, but
Watch your mouth.
I say yes mainly because of everything we've been through over the years. The good, the bad, the ugly. And I wouldn't want to do that with anybody else. I wouldn't want to have to start over with anybody else. And for him to be the first person to give me my children, I wouldn't want to have someone else coming into the picture, basically being me to my kids. So I said yes, though ain't nobody gonna love him better than me. So
I know that's right. I know it right.
Yeah, that's why I say yes.
So let's jump to David and Shauna. David, what made you propose? And then Shauna, what made you say yes?
All right. Well, I think what made me propose, besides the obvious, besides, I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life with her, and, besides all that, the obvious, I one of the main reasons I think is, Shauna made me a better person. She pushed me to become a better person. Whatever I set my mind to, or whatever I said I wanted to do, Shauna was right there. Okay, let's do it. And you're going to do this, this, and this, and this, and this too. So it's just I'm like, all right, whoa, pump your brakes, slow down. So, but she really made me become a better person. And Mikey, I kind of agree with you there. I kind of got threatened too.
No. Listen.
But it's okay.
Nah. They give you, y'all know, they give you your signs, clock's ticking. But I think she makes me a better person. And I was like, I really want somebody like that in my corner. Because, for obvious reasons, just to be a better us, I have to be a better me. So, Yeah.
And Shauna?
I say yes because everybody was there. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I said yes, just like the same thing. I agree. David makes me a better person. We're like really opposite in a lot of areas where I fail. Like I learn a lot from David. I can see David being a great father, a great husband. He's a great friend, if y'all know him. And he's a great friend to me. And we were taking marriage counseling, and our counselor said something. I was like, wow, that's so true. And he's like, before, in a marriage, you have to actually at least like the person. And I was like, wow, I really like this guy. Like legit, like all love aside, like I like you, like as a person, like that's my friend. Like he's my friend first. And I think that's what, like I could ride with him forever till the wheels fall off because we're friends first. So yeah.
All right, and let's go with Taylor Love. What made you propose? And then what made you say yes to Alayna?
It was like, man, he had that shotgun up to me, so I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and get it. Nah. Nah, I mean, it was just, we started off, I mean, we've been through a lot, and I really just wanted to make her my wife. I'm be honest. I mean, my lady, honestly, like, and I wanted to just, show her different things, and it went from there. And after that, we went through a lot. We had, we lost our son. We had, yeah. So it was kind of like we kind of went through things, and I'm like, man, like if she can be down through all that, like, I gotta make her my wife. So that's how it happened.
Okay.
The only good I know is gonna get worse after I said yes.
Y'all gotta stop.
I said yes because it was really an agreement. I really didn't get like the bended knee proposal, the tears, the flowers and stuff like that. We really just made a grown-up decision to be like, hey, if we gonna be down for each other, we are gonna be best friends. Why not? You know what I'm saying? And like you said, we did experience losses already. So it was already a point where, do you want to like meet other people and like, there's so many STDs in the world and so many people that's like disgusted. So I'm like, oh, we good. I'll do it. You loyal. You like, and he proven himself like his vows. He takes his vows very serious. So that's why I say yes.
Me, the first time we were married twice. So the first time I proposed to her was in 2008. I came to Florida, visit, and we decided to take an act of celibacy. We didn't want to have sex before marriage. So it was pretty tough. And I was active before that. So everyone was telling me, no, don't do it, don't get married. And I was like, yo, I'm ready to do it. And I wasn't. So the first marriage, like I wasn't a man. I didn't take care of my family the right way. I was just immature. So she was like, all right, I'm out. We got divorced. Went back to Jersey, tried to live my life, ended up reconnecting again. And then the second time around, it was a threat. I was like, listen, I'm gonna get married again. We're gonna be good together. She was like, okay, so I'm out. And I'm like, I can't. If I gotta show, like I'm at this point, I'm successful. I actually have I have a career now. I'm not just going from job to job. I'm established. So I wanted to show her and show my children that what a man was. So I got the opportunity to do it again, and here I am. And it was this pastor. Her name was Mickey King. She came to the church, and she was like, I got married 3 times. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get my wife back. I'm like, what? This is nothing. Like, yeah. So it wasn't easy, but here we are, a total of 11 years, like 11, 12 years. Yeah. Minus my sabbatical, my BC days before Charles. So, but see, that don't count. It's like a semester. I took a semester off of school, and then I got my mind right. But so here I am now, and it's over 10 years.
Yeah. Okay, all right. Next question. All right.
I know.
You know, two of us are getting married. Two of us are already married. What is that really important? Like, can you just stay Can you just stay, boyfriend and girlfriend? If not, then why is marriage so important to you?
If you're trying to grow together, I don't think staying in the boyfriend girlfriend phase is going to do you any good. At some point, you're gonna want more. You're gonna want to be complete, and you want to show your kids also, like, you want this person to want you enough to, go the whole route with you, get married, have kids, blah blah blah. You don't just want it to be like, okay, stay girlfriend and boyfriend till you're like 60, like, you want the whole experience. So I think if you want to grow, you would need to try to at least work towards marriage, and then you can see, like, if this is the person you want to be with or not. And then if not, you do whatever else that you need to do, to work on a different relationship. But if you're willing to go the whole route with that person and you want to grow, then try to work towards that marriage.
And it's a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's an investment. You investing your time into this person. You are investing your funds into this person, your heart and your body, essentially, when you start to have children for the women. So it's not just like a walk in the park, or I'm gonna date you for a little bit. I want to court you. No, I want to spend the rest of my life with you. And as you go through relationships, even in your marriage, you realize that it ain't as easy as it makes it seem on the outside. Mm-hmm. She lost her father, and I had to be there for her. And within a short year, I lost my mother. So it wasn't easy at all. So we had to lean on each other and really be that support. And I think that if we didn't have our minds right, we wasn't really educated on what marriage really is, we would have failed again.
And there are some people who don't want to get married, and that's okay. That's their relationship goal. You don't have to, But if you want to, and that's your goal, is I want to be married one day and I want to spend the rest of my life with this person, then your goal is to just move forward and get married.
Yeah, man, I think I have to agree. I think what I would say is, like, there's many reasons why it's important to be married. But I think the one and main reason is because it's God ordained, it's God orchestrated. So I think before everything, that's the first. But not even just for the sake of you two growing together. If you have plans, you want to have a family, you have goals that you're trying to reach. Marriage is just that bond to say that, we are really doing this together. I mean, I know, like, we live in a day and age where people just say, oh, it's just a piece of paper, and it's just something that we say. But it really is. I think it's really more than that. And I think it's important, because when you confess something like that, and when you say and you commit yourself to something like that, it's saying that, no longer are we going to do this as individuals. We're doing this together. We have goals, we have aspirations, we want to start a family. Not only do we want to build ourselves, but we want to build everything that we have together. So I think marriage is that ultimate bond to stepping up and to doing things together. I think that's why it's important. Like, if you think about it, if you never get married, and you're trying to build a life with a person, you're always going to think as individuals. You're always going to think for yourself, and that's not a team play. A marriage is a team play. So I mean, I think that's my outlook on it.
I think for me, marriage is important because it is a grown-up move. I think that like you said, everybody doesn't want to get married, but I also know it's not for everybody. So if you really want to get married, because you, like you said, people just be like, oh, we're going to be together for like, we was already together for like X amount of years. If we get married now, we can get a divorce. I think that's ignorant. Only because most time people say it because of the other person said it when they probably want to get married and stuff like that. Like I had my uncle who was with his baby mother, had 5 kids with his baby mother for over 20 something years.
Wow.
And we was like, well, why didn't y'all make it official? Oh, I proposed to her. Okay, so what happened next? She was going by what he said. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, if we get married tomorrow, we're going to get a divorce, then what? No, you didn't put the effort in. So right. If the same effort you put in for those 20 something years, why you can't carry that over into the marriage? It's not about the quantity of the marriage. It's about the quality of it. Yeah. So if you're going to sit up there and put in 20 something odd years and really gain nothing from it, you know what I'm saying? You didn't do your part as a man. And I did tell him that you didn't do your part as a man to try and make it a partnership, because it's, you know, it's a bond mm-hmm. that you have. And I believe that in the bond, you're going to go through things. The only thing is you can't always give up and leave. So it's important because you learn relationships, period. You learn friendship, what true friendship is. If like, this is my best friend, like legit, this is my best friend. I tell him everything. I even tell him my cousins in the business that they tell me. And I'll be like, girl, let me tell you, and I forget that I'm talking to him. And the thing about it is his loyalty. He won't come out and he won't tell them nothing. He knows stuff that they don't even know that he know. Because if I'm not going to gossip and throw them under the bus to somebody else, I'm going to at least do it with him. And I think and that's the important part. Gossiping is bad, but it's good, because if you can't do it with your spouse, then that's corny. He ain't the one. Yeah. So that's just my take on it.
My main thing, man, God honors marriage, man. Like he honors it. So I mean, and then also for Black men, man, we should be, we need to be, you know, married. Our kids need to see that. They need to see us, you know, together, man. They need to see us, you know, working through problems. They need to see, you know, us communicate. They just need to see it, man, as, you know, Black men. So that's my take on it.
That's definitely important. You coming from a household where my father wasn't present and my mother was never married and she had 7 children, it's important for my children to see one, dad is in the home, and he's not abusing my wife. I love my wife. So, and I'm showing my sons how to treat women, and I'm showing my daughters how to be treated. So they're not going to walk in with a knucklehead with a 16-year-old scoop in my house. It's not going to happen, because my daughter know the standards that I got. So it's not happening. And the words of City Girls, period. Go ahead, Mike. It's on you.
Yeah, man, you guys said some great stuff, man. You know, I'm gonna try to piggyback off of all of that, but for me, marriage is very important for 2 reasons. One, my first one failed. Because of that fail, I felt I owed it to myself to be better for the next time around. You know what I'm saying? Take what you learned from the previous one, bring it into this, and create a whole new atmosphere that's never been set before. For me, that was my personal thing. As far as, you know, like everybody said, you know, I never met my father. So, you know, to have children and not even know what a husband is or even how to be a father was a challenge for me, but was something I wanted to set the tone for. You know, I want to teach my son how to be a husband, you know, teach him how to be a father and things of that nature. So coming around, like I said, this time around again, you know, I had a bigger responsibility, not to myself, but to her as well, with this being her going into her first marriage. You know, I don't want that to be a stepping stone for something that didn't work for her, like it didn't work for me. So, you know, with my knowledge of what I failed in and those things, I felt this time around would be my redemption marriage, you know, for me personally, you know, to prove myself that I'm a better husband than what I was before.
Yeah, I pretty much feel the same way. As far as for me, everyone know I'm young, so a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you don't, you got your whole life ahead of you. You sure you want to be in a marriage so soon? You're still so young, blah blah blah." I watched my grandmother and my grandfather go up and down for a whole 20 years in their marriage. All I ever saw was my grandmother and my grandfather together. So that's all I know. That's all I've learned. And as far as that goes, my mother was a single mother. So my father didn't marry her. My brother's dad didn't marry her. So I didn't want to continue that pattern. I wanted to be somebody that can be like, "Oh, girl, let me tell you what my husband did. Let me tell you about this. Let me tell you about that." I want people to be jealous of the fact that I'm going home to a husband and they going home to whatever they going home to being miserable. I like that. I like being able to put somebody on a pedestal, someone that I can look up to, and it's not my friend or my mother. It's my spouse. So that right there, that's one reason why I want to be married.
That was good. Don't cry, Mike. Got your feelings.
Say that for the battle, girl.
Somebody chopping onions right now. So what would you? So this question is really for Dave and Alayna. What advice would you give to couples coming into a marriage for Dave and Shauna, and even for like Mike and Kwani?
Communication. Communication is key, man. Like you gotta have that communication because you're gonna go through things, and if you don't communicate it or you don't sit down and have that talk, that's when the issues arise.
I would agree. It is communication. I will also say, don't put too much pressure on yourself when it comes time to being wrong or admitting that you're wrong. I would say one time we was going through a situation, and I swear the Holy Spirit woke me up bright and early, like 6 o'clock in the morning, and told me straight up, take accountability. So it's a lot of things because he's so forgiving that I think I played on, and I didn't think that I had to apologize. But then I had to learn it's not just about me. It's about both of you guys. So you have to be accountable. You have to be honest, even if you're honest with yourself. And if you're not honest with anybody else, you have to be honest with your spouse, because it's y'all. You know what I mean? And aside from like kids and everything else like that, it's always going to be y'all two as the top choice, the top people to make the choices. So so definitely communication and take accountability. Learn to apologize. It's all right.
Financial too. Make sure that you financially stable. Try to you want to build that. Like we're working on that. We're trying to that's one thing. Like for the younger people, hey, make sure that you're financially stable. Like before you do that, make that big decision.
One thing I learned is that you can't take advice from somebody who got a bad marriage. Like if you can see that their house is not in order, and they're trying to give you advice that they're not following, just respectfully decline. Like, hey, thank you, man. Take your advice yourself. But don't tell me like for example, like for me, when I get out my car, before I get into the car, I make sure that everyone's in the car, the kids and my wife. If the husband, if you watching Brother John jump in his car, pull off, and tell his wife to hurry up, that's not leading by example. It's the little things that count. And then one thing is, no one can disrespect my wife, family included. Like you gotta protect the home team. If you don't protect the home team, and it's a disaster waiting to happen. Because best believe when you get home, she not gonna forget. And she like, hey, so you let your aunt just disrespect me and you didn't say nothing. No, you can respectfully chin check somebody. That's what I'm learning how to do now. It don't have to be filled with a bunch of cuss words, but it could definitely be, hey, listen, this is my wife, this is our boundaries, and you're going to respect them because this is the person that I lay with every night. And if she's unhappy and if I got to find out that you're the reason why and I didn't stop it, then I'm failing myself as a man.
That's all they had going. Like, I do like the accountability. I do like what you guys were hitting on. I do respect what he said because usually, you know, if your spouse is feeling some type of way, most likely you're going to wind up feeling that way by the end of the day. So just making sure your spouse is good at all times. And loyalty, trust and loyalty and communication. Those are big, like big. It will hold your marriage together for real.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll just say this, you know, I've been married once already, so on the piggyback off of what everybody else said, most importantly, I believe, don't stop dating your wife, you know. You know, sometimes we get caught up in titles and names and things of that nature, that the last thing we forget to do is the things we did to get them, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's very important. You know, keep the date nights you had when you were dating. You know, when she was just your boo thing or, you know, whatever names we got nowadays. That's something that's very important, you know. And if you don't do that, trust and believe, you know, somebody else is still waiting to take your spot, you know. And if you can't, you know, if you don't have it, you know, you're not allowed to do it, you know, cut it off, you know. That's one thing I definitely learned going through a divorce and getting married again, you know, getting married one more time for the last time. Keep dating her, man. If you don't, it's gonna be some lonely nights. I mean, come to somebody else's house, save a spot on the couch for me.
Nah, you go stay in your house. Yeah. There's no way out, man. If y'all get into an argument, go on your own couch. We'll talk about it later. Yeah.
Exactly.
I will say this though, one last thing, and then we can all wrap it up. I heard a pastor a few years ago. He was telling me to change my wife's name in my phone. So in my phone, her name is My Joy in the Morning. So if we're ever arguing and I get a text message from her, it's something to remind me of what got me back to her. So it kind of diffuses a lot of situations from happening. And I've tried to change her name in my phone before, like, you know, change her name back to Charles, but it don't seem right. So, and my phone is My Joy in the Morning. So at least when things, because marriage is not perfect. And, you know, you could be good one day and then 10 minutes later we arguing about something stupid like why you buy the wrong spaghetti sauce. But legit.
That's important though. You can't be going to the store buying the wrong stuff, and it's mainly the men.
Listen, man,
Equal.
ain't nothing wrong with Prego, okay?
Yeah, right?
Y'all bougie use a ragu. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Ragu is disgusting, by the way.
Garlic and herb.
Dave, who put sugar in their spaghetti?
It's a southern thing.
No,
You do a little bit.
It's
Only a
a
little bit.
southern thing. I'm from the South.
No, it's a
Oh
southern
my
thing.
gosh.
Southern black thing. They put sugar and butter
See
in
how
this
he did
spaghetti.
it?
It's one thing to put sugar in spaghetti,
sugar.
and there's another thing to pour sugar in spaghetti. Like you can sprinkle sugar in there,
What is that?
but he pours it in there like it's Kool-Aid.
Noodles,
and-
sauce,
like-
spaghetti, Parmesan cheese. Noodles, sauce, spaghetti, sugar, Parmesan cheese. All in that order. Repeat it 2 times. My kids love it. That's
That
right.
make me not even want to put sugar in it no more.
Cereal or spaghetti?
Ugh.
Cereal.
You put sugar in cereal. You put in no spaghetti.
Well,
So anyway,
sugar
you know.
and raisin bran.
Yeah.
The real question is who puts the sugar on the grits? That's the real question.
Me?
That's
Oh,
disgusting.
Hey, I love
That's
that.
called
That's
pepper.
too bad. Stop playing.
Pepper in the grits.
I grew up on cream of wheat in the Boston way, so
That's
you can't. I didn't never have no grits until I was older.
Yeah.
They're gonna have sugar and butter in them.
Girl, we neglect.
Building 7, apartment 12.
Building 2, apartment 1. What's up?
Come on, all right? Y'all don't know sugar.
I have not been able to eat grits without sugar until like recently. Like
Same.
seriously, I
Like,
need
as a
Ew.
child, I ate it with sugar.
I don't know.
Now
Ew.
butter, salt, and
Right.
pepper.
Jesus.
That's it.
No cheese.
I have to have
Yeah.
sugar in it. If there's no sugar to give it that little sweet taste to it, I can't eat it. It's just
It don't even work right.
That's how I used to.
it don't taste right at all.
Pepper.
Gotta be smooth and shit.
I remember his aunt, he was in Alayna visiting his family, and his aunt made fish and grits, and I was looking for the sugar. And I was trying to be polite, and I didn't want the food anyway, but his dad made me a big plate, and I'm like, where the sugar at? She said, sugar in my grits? I said,
Yeah.
just let me out of here.
Get me out of here.
Like, no, these mine. This is my bowl. That's it.
No. Simple with the fact, Puffy said, I didn't want to eat the food anyway. Like,
I did. His dad was like, hold on, I'll make you a plate. Came back with a huge plate. I'm like, oh,
You in
God.
the South. You're in the South. That's how it
Yeah,
goes.
exactly. So I had to eat it.
We watched a video yesterday. You don't be liking nobody food. She like, it's nasty anyway.
Savage, yo.
when we going out to eat, we ain't doing no home cooked food with Puffy.
Yeah, nah.
You sitting here looking like tasty macaroni, Puffy.
You know what? I will taste it. I'm not afraid to taste people's food. But if I don't like it and I gotta really sit there and fake the funk and like really try to eat it,
Yeah.
I'll see my face the whole time. I'm like,
No, I'm not. Yeah.
She eat your food. Now you gotta go to YouTube to see if she likes your food or not.
Yeah.
Wait for the most episode, like,
A
Jesus,
video of-
please. It's like, I done went to Mike's house and that spaghetti was horrible. Like, man, I knew it. What advice do you have, David and Shauna, moving in, going forward? What do you give to couples coming into like a serious relationship going into marriage?
I agree with them with the communication. That's an important role for us. And I more so have wedding advice. Keep it small, keep it simple. That's all I'm gonna say.
For people going into like serious relationships, yeah, I agree. I would say communication, but I'll also say maturity. You have to have enough maturity to self-evaluate yourself, to even know that if you're ready for the relationship, one, and two, to be able, like, somebody spoke on, I forget who said it, I was speaking on it before, but to be able to accept when you are wrong, you know, and accepting your mistakes and stuff like that. You know, you're not perfect, so don't be prideful. So, you know, just learn how to be mature, be ready to handle relationship. And a whole bunch of people, they're like, oh, I'm ready. But, you know, are you really, you know? So, yeah, that's what I would say.
And I agree with Tyrek about the, you know, getting a couple that actually has some type of values that you also have. Like, you know, so when they tell you, you can be like, okay, I can emulate that. Not like copy or anything, but like, okay, you're doing something that maybe I'm not doing and it works for you and stuff. Because sometimes, you know, some people be giving you advice and you like
what are you
but,
talking about?
One ear, out
but
the
are
other.
you doing it?
What I learned is marriage is not the same. No one's going to have the same role.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like you may see a little bit of what somebody doing and say, okay, I like that. Let me bring that over here.
Yes.
I like this. But if you try to emulate someone's relationship with yours, you're gonna fail.
Yes.
Because it's not meant to be the same. You know, you guys are unique in your own way.
Yeah.
So
no two people are the same.
No two people are the same. So
yeah, definitely.
Well,
this was great. Guys.
This was amazing.
This was good. Yeah. This is awesome, man.
Whoever's watching this video, when you look at this video, drop below, and you'll see everyone's link. You'll see the link for Q and Mike. You'll see the link for Alayna and Dave. You'll see the link for David and Shauna. You'll also see the link for me and my wife as well. We do thank you guys for spending this intimate time with us, and we are looking forward to seeing your videos. So like, share, subscribe on all of our channels, so you can see some good content, and then you get to really see how funny Dave and Alayna is, or Alayna, and then you get to see Mikey corny jokes. You get to see Mike corny jokes. You get to see my corny jokes, and you get to see like all this. When you see David and Shauna, it's like this buttery love. Like all you see is love, and I like that. I like that because like you can tell, like even when David talks to her, like even when he proposed, she was like genuinely surprised. It was
had no idea.
It was amazing. Like when I mean to tell you, she was clueless. She was clueless.
Because I didn't understand. He's like, we're going to hang out with friends. And I'm like, why do I have to dress up? Why can't I wear my tights like I was so upset. I'm like, but we're hanging out with friends. Can't I just wear my tights and, some big shirt and just go? He's like, no, you have to dress up. I was upset. I did not know.
Yeah, but I want you guys to, if you look at, watch their video and you get to see a dynamic, and each and every one of us have our own dynamic, but the good thing is you see young people in love. That's what we want. Black love. That's what we wanted to push out today.
All right.
So, black love. Hey. Yes. So thank you guys for tuning in. And I'm Scoop.
I'm Mike.
All right. Y'all have an amazing night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.